Well, guys, welcome back. We are live. I'm glad I'm alive still. This is quite incredible. Night Wristwatchman.
How you doing?
To the
Good.
show.
The 24-hour legend.
Amazing. Oh, we got original OC. We got Tia Tickers here joining us.
How's it going, everyone?
Hey, it's great.
As you guys know, I'm a massive hat collector.
The hat.
So I'm just wearing one of my many, many hats tonight. I don't look any different.
Are you covering something up? OC? Are you hiding something from us?
Nothing to hide here. Nothing to hide here.
As you guys know, I look exactly the same as every other time I've appeared on the stream.
Yes.
You guys know my signature hat that I wore.
Alex in the house.
1.
Hey.
Alex.
Welcome to the show.
Good to see you all.
How you guys doing?
This Tim is
What's that? That's his
screen grabber.
That's one of those Photoshop
fake news.
haircut ceremonies.
It's got your name there as well. It says timwrite. They're right there.
Hey, no, that's Photoshop. This Design Atelier. Huge shout out to Design Atelier for making.
I took that with my own phone though. He must be good. He must have hacked my phone and inserted that picture.
Yeah, we've all got it. We've all got these pictures. Funny enough, he's picked up so many different random people and sent them the same Photoshop picture of you.
Yes.
That's really random.
That is, the trolls. Teen Tickers. That's what the trolls do. They try to make up all kinds of fake news. Tim did that. Tim
terrible,
did this.
Man.
We all know that
Paul was saying, what do we need to change? Just things like this, right? All this fake news that's going around.
Yeah, fact is, everybody knows that nobody's seen my hair since episode 1. That is just the truth. That's just something I have never shown my hair.
I really got to say,
one of 2022
or say that I'm wearing a hat for the first time on the show when I've worn a hat every single time.
Exactly. OC and me, we know that this is a hat show.
This is a hat show. Okay.
The hat show. The Baileys, guys. I've had quite a night's sleep. I gotta tell you guys. Let's see what do we got here.
Surely it wasn't enough. You used to about 12 hours. It surely wasn't enough.
Actually, I never slept this little in my life. Balls deep.
It was a proper sleep, though, wasn't it? It was a proper sleep.
I think I dreamt that somebody cut my hair, but then when I woke up, I realized, wait a minute, it was all a dream. That never happened.
Atelier getting in your dreams as well now. He's like Freddy Krueger.
It's all the rumors. Balls deep. First upvote. Guys, if you're just joining us, please hit the upvote button.
Yep.
Ian Nichols, Tim, why would you not take the hat off on Paul's stream? I mean, I never take my hat off. I'm known for wearing my hat at all times. Night Wristwatchman, René de la Pons. We got Logan Hall, Batch Guitar. Guys, That Watch Guy London. Spencer, thank you. To Gavin for getting this hat for me. It's one of my hundreds of hats in my.
What everyone should be asking is why TNT isn't wearing his signature hat that he wears every
TNT,
time.
what's going on? And Night Wristwatchman, where's your hat go?
I'll get a hat just to.
Alex, where's your
hat? I forgot the uniform.
You forgot the format.
I don't have a hat.
We're a hat collectors show.
I don't have a hat, to be honest.
I have a hat. This is a hat show. What's going on? Bart Dundee, welcome to the show. Matt H, JDG5167, welcome. Matt Marty, the sub 124060 went up $1,200. Dear God, let's take a look at.
You cannot.
Tim has worn that hat since day one. I guess no one has noticed until now. Yeah, guys, weren't paying attention. You have to pay attention.
There you go.
Thank you.
Now I'm part of the game.
There we go. Now we got a proper show on our hands.
Yes,
William,
there we
it's
go.
A deep fake. Yep. Kevin, everyone should be wearing hats on the pads. The new
like we always do.
Going forward.
Yeah.
Mike,
check Jonathan and make sure he's wearing one if he comes on.
Yep, of course. even his icon has to be wearing a hat now. Evening all, Happy New Year. Hats off, Tim. Cheers. Speedy Hernandez, $5 super chat. Either Tim's not a fan of his new haircut or he joined a 90s ask band.
No, ska band. Ska band.
Ska band.
It's a type of ska. Fuck's sake.
It's
a type of.
Yeah, it's
Let you explain what ska music is.
What is a ska
Have you heard of a band called Madness? Have you ever heard of Madness? One Step Beyond?
The Jam.
Never.
The Jam.
Brilliant.
Oh, you wasn't into the Jam?
Madness was it's very kind of saxophony 80s.
Oh yeah?
English kind of, yeah.
Hold on, Alex didn't just try. Alex didn't ask who Madness were, did he? Just
No, he said, have you never heard of
it? It was Tim. Sorry, I thought so. Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I was confused then. The Jam. Oh, the Jam were brilliant. They were mod. The Jam were ska.
Oh, they were mod, yeah. It's got Bad Manners and Madness. They were ska, right?
Yeah, and, Bad Manners.
Fuck is it with
yeah,
all the
just
cats,
get
anyway?
Tim to Google Buster Blood
uniform.
Vessel.
Alex, did you not get the...
Yeah.
No.
Let Tim Google Buster Blood Vessel.
Okay, doing it
Buster
right now.
Blood Vessel. I'm not sure what will come up, though.
As in BUS
yeah.
Yeah,
as long as you put Buster, don't...
A busted blood vessel just came up.
Don't put busting a blood vessel. You get something different.
Don't put busting a blood vessel.
Will be something different. That's what Marcelo was doing earlier. He was busting a blood vessel in the bath.
Yes, the special. Speedy Hernandez is on it. Yeah. Oh,
band, I guess. I have to put band and not just let's see here.
Oh right. You need to put Bad Manners because Buster Blood Vessel was the singer of Bad Manners.
Bad
shaven-headed guy, a bit like someone we know. Actually,
yeah, but yeah,
very complicated.
His haircut was quite similar to someone on the show. But,
yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Tickers, was Archie busting your bollocks because you didn't have a Rolex?
No, he didn't. No, he didn't actually. No, he didn't. I thought he was going to. I really expected to do it, but he didn't. I've been on twice now. I was on last night, and we had a good old. He had a good old chat last night as well. Seriously. Yeah,
I
thought he would because everything.
Did he ask you your bank balance?
Is this what we're talking about?
Last night. Okay, so last night he asked me how much I earned, and I told him I wasn't going to tell him, so he lay off that. He didn't ask me how much my house is worth, but he said you own your own house, don't you? So how does he fucking know that? He's guessing. I said, yeah, I do. So yeah, he laid off me. Yeah, he did read me soul. Then he started saying, have you been jabbed up?
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, and I told him I got jabbed up early because I'm a cancer recoverer. So he started. He started on that then, asking about that. I didn't mind telling him, but I thought it was good because somebody of his age, needs to get himself checked out.
Yes.
You're not looking to buy a house, are you?
Hey,
do
you by any chance
sorry.
invest into?
No, he was trying to find out whether I own my own house or not. You think
Jonathan,
hey.
By the way, your icon, your avatar should be wearing a hat because this is a.
Are you wearing a hat, Jonathan? You are.
No, I'm a little bit too late for the party. When did you announce this, Tim?
Well,
he announced it on the episode one.
This show,
what is this?
Or are you trying
announcements? Are you paying attention?
Are you trying to keep me out?
No, I'm just. This was the rule since day one. I always
look out. You need to be prepared to look out. You need to have a screen with timwrite.
Raise $1,000 for him to take off the hat.
Oh,
and I have refused profusely since.
But Alex is not wearing a hat.
For 9 months.
No,
he's got the headphones on.
I didn't even know about it, to be honest.
Go over there, yeah. He got something on his head, just a headphone thing. So he's on a technicality you covered. Yeah.
Technically, it's a headphones shaped hat.
Falls
under the exemption.
So first of all, good evening to everyone. Good to see you again. It seems and sounds a little bit. Rolex put it very nicely yesterday in the after show. He said it feels a little bit like we've been together in a war. So that is how I feel with you after that legendary 24-hour stream.
Yeah, that 24-hour stream was quite a disaster. By the way, I got copyright slapped on the second part, so I don't know how I'm gonna recover that video.
What happened in the second part?
I played when China when China
China.
had New Year.
China.
Apparently they copyright New Year. China has copyrighted the New Year. They slapped me so hard that video was taken down, and there's not even a button to cut out the China New Year, and to bring it back, I'm gonna have to download the video and re-upload it. It's a whole thing, guys. It's a whole thing. It's not easy. This YouTube shtick is not easy, guys.
So let me ask back. You showed a video of the fireworks in China, and that was copyrighted.
That was copyrighted by China.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bastards.
That is
okay. So that would be 1.5. That was the second video, wasn't it? Was that the 1.5? Is that the new one? It was, wasn't it? Roughly. What time was Chinese today?
What
time was China?
It was who knows? I was slapped so hard, and I'm still dizzy. I'm still recovering from the.
God, they were quick on that, weren't they? Considering each New Year, considering everything, they fucking picked that up pretty quick, didn't they? On a 9-hour stream, some algorithm picked that up pretty quick, didn't they?
Oh yeah. They got the algorithms, man.
My God.
They got the algorithms. Logan Hall was the China slap harder than the super slap. Oh yeah. It knocked me flat on my ass. Mike K. Tim, great streaming yesterday. Nice job. Need to catch up on a lot of it. Ooh, hats off. We don't say hats off. That's a new illegal word on the channel. It's always been illegal to say hats off to all panel.
It's a tradition if a woman enters the room, you have to take your hat off out of respect. So if your wife walks in,
we don't not
take
hats.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
on this channel never did.
We do not bow down to the trolls ever.
That's true. That is fact. That is fact. Go.
Wait till Cars comes on, because he'll just start a poll to get money to pay to have your hat removed. It'll happen, and it'll just happen. So the hat will be coming off.
The hats are
actually, I got to suggest, if you want to see Tim without the hat, go on his Instagram. There's a picture on there. Hit Tim's Instagram. There's a picture of you on the.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
On my Instagram, you could see it. You could see what it looks like, but I don't recommend going there.
No, he'll probably remove the picture now. Well done, Palm. He'll just remove it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I don't think it looks really bad at all.
I don't think it looks bad at all. I think it looks really good. I think it really suits him.
It's good. Yeah, it's cool.
Yes, here we go. Okay. Bruce G, best trolls in the bit. We got the best trolls and fake. Like, by the way, look at this deep fake picture of me with no hair. I mean, that's.
Oh, Jesse Pinkman, 100%. He looks like Jesse Pinkman. Jesse Pinkman, 100%.
Yeah.
Jesse Pinkman.
Don't we have to remove our hats to pay a mark of respect? No, not on this channel. On this channel, you put the hat on to pay respect.
Isn't Fake Leg from Liverpool? She's from Liverpool, yeah.
Really?
Fake
leg.
I think she is.
Is she?
I think so.
Right, okay.
Cool punter.
Did you just make that up, or is she?
No. I think so.
Joking.
Jean Cartier. I have a feeling Rolex hike their prices. Tudor might do the same in a bit. So this is the big news of the year, guys. People, for everyone who's waking up, they're gonna realize that there's new prices on Rolex.
Told you guys, she's from Liverpool.
For over a year, everyone has been saying, God, I wish Rolex would increase their prices so it could close the gap with the gray market. And then Rolex does a very conservative and reasonable price adjustment. And then people are going out of their minds. Oh my God, the GMT Master 2 went up by $1,000.
$1,000 US dollars. That's a lot of money.
Is the grey market going to push theirs up then, or no?
Yeah,
You bet the gray market will. Well, for every 1,000 that Rolex raises the price, the gray market raises by 2,000.
So it's not really combating anything, is it? If that's a reason.
No, and what makes me laugh is that people assume that people that sell watches on the grey market make a fortune on sports Rolexes. They don't. They don't. They do not. If they're doing it legitimately, paying the right taxes,
what are you doing?
They don't.
Oh my God.
Let's use a real world example. So for example, this GMT Master 2 black blue, let's say it sells for $22,000 on the secondary market. Well, they got to buy that watch from someone. and that someone is going to charge them $18,000 or $19,000 for it. So the secondary market's going to make their 10 to 15%. The flipper is going to make the majority of the money because they're going to buy it for 10,700 plus tax. It's probably be around 11,700. So the flipper makes a good 6, 7, 8,000. The secondary reseller is going to make 2 or 3,000. Rolex makes their 4,000 on the watch when they sell it to the authorized dealer. Everyone does well. I mean, and then the AD makes 4,000 on it as well.
The reseller doesn't do that well. Original OC. I know dealers that only make, after paying tax and duty, 300-400 quid, maybe 500. They don't do that well. You think they do that well, but they don't do that well. They don't make a huge amount. To give you an idea, to put 16,000 pounds to only make a profit of 1,000, it's a lot to put out to make £1,000. That's even if you make £1,000 after profit. Yeah. It's not that great.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I keep on saying. So we all know the margin is around 38%, but they have tremendous cost. Those high street shops cost a fortune.
Yeah, Alex is talking about the gray dealers, right? Alex?
Yeah. Talking about the gray dealers.
Gray dealers, okay.
The challenge with the gray dealers is they have to stock the hot watches, because the customers are really asking for those. So if someone wants to have a very high price and say, listen, you can have the BLNR, but it's going to cost you 19,000 and you can only sell it for 21, or I'll sell it for 19.5 and you can only sell it for 21. They really don't have a choice. It's the other models, the precious metal, where they're able to get 3 or 4 or 5,000 per unit, and all of the APs where they're making 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 per unit, and then of course the Richard Milles where they're making hopefully $10,000, $20,000 when they sell those.
They make a considerable more on a Richard Mille, but you're outlaying a lot more money. I know dealers that have made 30, 40, 50, 60,000 on Richard Milles. But what I'm trying to say to you is that you don't get a huge profit margin when you're reselling Rolexes, to the point where dealers, a lot of them probably don't even want to sell them. But like you say, they have to sell them to obviously be in the market, and then maybe that will lead to another sale on a watch. They don't make a huge amount. So this whole watching people on YouTube thinking that they're making shitloads of money, it's not all true, because they have to pay the tax, the duty, the staff, rent, rates, filming,
financing.
Obviously a lot of it, as a certain person that we all know, he's just doing it just for the look. Dare I say the ego?
You have to do it in volume as well too to make up for that loss that you're doing. You can't. It's not just $1,000 profit margin once a day. You have to keep that up with volume to make that up.
Don't be fooled by Don't be fooled by certain individuals on YouTube. I'm not gonna. You know who they are. Don't be fooled by them driving around in expensive cars. Having these expensive watches. Someone's got to pay for that. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that.
I think the secondary dealers that have been in business for a long time and have an excellent reputation, they know how to buy watches at the right price. Right. So they work very hard to make sure that they have at least 10% margin, gross margin, on every item that they sell, or else they won't buy it. If you, let's use one of our great sponsors as an example, David SW. If you see a watch that's on his site for $50,000, he's not going to pay $48,000 for the watch to stock it.
No.
He's not. He's going to pay $43,000, $42,000 for that watch. Right. If you don't believe me, try and sell a watch to David SW. He's very, very good at setting the buy price.
The buy price. I 100% agree with you, OC.
But David SW's got a reputation. He's good at what he does. He's got an excellent reputation. You don't see him on YouTube piss fighting around, driving expensive cars and flashing expensive meals, and that's what I mean.
But it doesn't matter.
By the way, this live stream is sponsored by none other than David SW, davidsw.com.
Who is fantastic.
Your number one source of steel sports Rolex.
So C's point.
One quick point is it doesn't matter if it's David SW or Watchfinder.
It does matter.
Watchbox,
one is my sponsor, the other one is.
If it's one of the big ones, if it's one of the big ones, they're going to make 10 to 15% on any
one piece of the hat
they buy.
Not 10 to 15. They don't make
here.
10 to 15% on any watch they buy. No, I'm sorry.
I'll tell you this. There's a difference between W and Watchbox.
have to agree with C here.
Sorry,
Lone
I
Star.
agree with that.
Listen.
C's
Lone Star watch collector. He had the overseas, right? He called Watchbox. They offered him 14,000 for it. That is an absolute scam. Whereas David SW said, "I'll give you 26." I mean, that is. Well, one makes way more money than the other one, and that's
here's OC's point that he's making. David SW is a much bigger company than, let's say, a Timepiece Gentleman. I'm just gonna say it. They are going to get offers from way more people on the same watch than Timepiece Gentleman does because they're out there more. Like you just said, they work with a lot more people like you, Tim, to get their company name out there. So they're going to get a lot of people selling Submariners to them, and they're able to give a very low offer and get certain people to sell their watch to them. It's just like a game of large numbers. If you have enough people out of that pool is going to just, give a low estimate instead of,
I think more people know about the Watchbox, and that's why Watchbox can really lowball people.
Yeah.
And really rake in the cash because everybody knows Watchbox. And most people who deal with Watchbox, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah. But people dealing with David SW, they're like watch enthusiasts. I mean, people who watch this show, they know how much their watch is worth. But people who are watching Watchbox, chances are they have no idea what they're holding.
But at the end of the day, Tim, I would not sell to a big dealer like David SW Bob's Watches.
Happy New Year,
anything
guys.
like that. I would try to go to a smaller dealer that wants that $1,000 to $2,000 margin.
Listen, David SW's got a good reputation in the business. He's had it for many years.
I know that's a problem. They're gonna take more profit than they can buy my watch from than a smaller dealer. The smaller dealer's gonna give me.
What makes you think a smaller dealer is going to give you better profit?
Because they want to turn over that money.
Well, Tim just gave you a counter example that David SW pays good money on watches. So, but I don't want to get into that scam and rip-off discussions again. People and dealers have overhead. The viewers here are free to offer their watches wherever they want. If you sell a watch to Chrono 24, you're paying 6.5% commission alone. So everybody has to make his own decisions, and I can't blame anyone who is trying to sell his watch as expensive as possible. But let's keep in mind, the gray market dealers don't feed their inventory from private people. Usually it goes business to business.
Yes.
So the private flippers are only a very small part of this market. The main share goes between dealers and ADs.
MDW Studios. Timmy, thoughts? Will we experience a bump in price on gray market Rolex for hyped and non-hyped pieces due to the price increase from Rolex? You know what I think? I think it's like a ladder, okay? There's always going to be impossible pieces, okay? Then there's going to be like the hyped, then there's going to be pieces that people can buy. And what happened, the ladder just kind of changes. And what most people buy, so for example, when I entered the market, like Submariners were the pieces that people could buy actually. And the Daytona was like one of those hype pieces. And the impossible pieces were like 5711 at that time. Now 5711 moved up into, forget about it, and then Daytona moved up into impossible piece. So that it's like a sliding scale. Now people will want to get like Tudors, Pandas. You know, this is gonna be the new. Oh, I want to get that Tudor Panda because forget about the Daytona. It's so ridiculous that it's not. People are not. It's not even on most people's radar. I'm not even thinking about that. Like, it's a scale. And the whole market has shifted a little bit. And so people will start looking for that stuff that's that used to be like now people will want to get the Submariner, whereas they used to want to get the Daytona. You know, so that's going to be the shift. Super chat from Mr. GMT $5. Have an awesome show and thanks for the New Year's Eve stream. Hats off to Timmy and the sexy panel. There we go. Hat off.
Tim, you gotta change that hat, bro.
What?
You gotta change that hat. You look like an old man, bro.
Hey, I am an old man. By the way, when I was trying to take a picture for the Instagram, I'm so fucking wrinkly. Fuck.
So basically, all these people wearing caps. Night Richmond, you've been called old. Someone just called you old.
I am old, so it doesn't matter.
Well, Lux report. Much respect to Tim. Great stream and conversation. Thumbs up, guys. Hey, I have to thank my panel members because I'm still recovering from the 24-hour stream. Bruce G, I don't think there is a strong relation between retail and secondary market on the hot Rolex watches. Retail and the secondary. Well, like that's the thing. That's what keeps selling the stuff. Like if there was no secondary
what
market,
he means is he doubts that the ADs are selling to gray market dealers when it comes to the hot watches. I disagree with him.
I have to disagree too.
Yeah. Rolex Daytona. Ken needs to listen to adults in the room. Cameron, there you go. Little Rascals hat. Got Scott B. Once again, Cameron doesn't know how the real watch market works. He's still learning. He's asking these questions that we can answer. Speedy Hernandez, those hats are pimp, not an old man hat. There we go. This hat is amazing. Jean Cartier buying Black Bay 58 might be the right thing. Also, a few minutes of silence for Tim's hair.
Can I ask a question to the panel? So one of the things that I noticed about the Rolex price increases is that the Yachtmaster 2 remained absolutely flat. So no price adjustment for the Yachtmaster 2 at all. Do you think there's any significance to that whatsoever? I mean,
because dog, nobody wanted it to begin with.
Well, I asked you this last night, Tim, and you said it was because
Cam, I'm asking the panel. Hold on. Oh. Thanks. Jonathan?
Actually, I was distracted. I was writing a message to Mr. GMT. Say it again.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, the Yachtmaster 2 did not have any price increase at all. Is there any significance to that whatsoever?
Yachtmaster 2?
Oh, yes. Yeah, let's see it.
I guess nobody really buys it.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Fuck me down.
I think it was a little bit overpriced to begin with.
I was thinking maybe was it over? Okay, what are sales like? Rough. Does anyone know whether are these shit sellers compared to anything else?
You know, when I was in Barcelona, I actually saw Yachtmaster 2 full steel in the window.
Actually, in my opinion, the main problem that the Yachtmaster 2 has is it doesn't look like a Rolex sports model. It doesn't even look like a Rolex.
It was 17.
I like that. I
thought it was 17. Are you kidding me? It's not up? I thought it was 17.
Has it gone up?
Zhao Wei, $3 super chat. JJ, lose the hat. Punters paid for the bald. They paid to shave my head. That now they have to pay another 1,000 for me to lose my hat. It's called marketing tickers.
Yes, the punters paid to see the shave.
$100 I'm gonna lose the hair. Let's not. 1,000 was way too greedy. $100.
Oh, right. So $100, you're gonna wear the hat. You're gonna lose the hat, and you're not gonna appear with it next stream. It's not like $100 a stream, is it?
No. It's not $100 a stream.
So $100 and the hat goes.
Yeah,
right.
$100 and the hat goes.
There's people who really love this watch. You know.
Back to OC's question. Right, what does the panel think of that watch first? Before
the dog.
I like it. I like it. Have you guys tried it on before?
No, I like it.
I've tried it on.
I've seen too many unsavory characters wear this watch.
I've tried it on the 80, and it surprisingly looks good. It looks really good on the wrist.
I like it.
Yeah, you guys should try it on.
Number one watch at that luxury car show in LA. A lot of young whippersnappers with fancy cars were wearing that.
Look, if you take a GMT or a Sub or an Explorer, you can identify it being a Rolex from a mile apart. Same with a Sky Dweller, with a Datejust, with a date, everything. This watch, though it has this ceramic bezel, which looks a little bit like a Submariner, doesn't really talk Rolex, in my opinion.
See, it doesn't bother me. The fact is, I just want someone to think it looks a nice watch. I'm not bothered whether they think it's a Rolex or not. They want to know.
By the way, this bezel, it doesn't.
I like
turn.
the look of the watch.
And you know what? What I just kind of noticed, it's probably the only watch that has yacht mat, like the name of the watch written in capital letters.
It does turn. Tim, it does turn. The bezel
I just don't understand the complications of it.
Yes, the bezel does turn.
What
does it do?
It's still pathetic that they were writing the model number on the bezel.
Mr. Zoso, $5 just traded a watch to Tourneau. Okay, they overvalued everything gray market dealer online by 1,000. Rolex GMT black ceramic traded in. What did you trade it in for? That's the black. Actually, that watch is exploding in value. Does this count $5 towards the $100 lose the hat fund?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, 95 to go. Keep on, peeps.
95 to go.
And GMT put fiver in before. That'll go to it as well. So that's
okay.
90.
So we got 90 to go. All right.
Got 90 to go. As I said, Jonathan's point. I said I don't want people to know, hey, I've got a Rolex. I want people to see I've got a nice looking watch.
Do you guys know what this does at all? Like, I don't get what the 0 through 10. Like,
well, he traded up to a white gold Daytona. That's a winner chicken dinner trade up.
It's actually a very complicated movement in this Yachtmaster. But as quality wise, as in case and bracelet wise, it's not that great. I've polished many of these watches. And to work on them, the build quality isn't fantastic. And the whole point of the complication is rather pointless unless you're sailing. But that's most complications. At Daytona, you don't use a chronograph. I used to use it to boil an egg. You could get a real good egg.
Yeah,
seriously, or a steak. You know.
Yeah,
but
this complication is just a little bit more eccentric than most.
It's a 10-minute. Oh, like right here we have Libra Grande. Says it's a 10-minute countdown. Is for sailboat racing start of a race.
That's right.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is when you have a competition of sailors, they shoot one signal in the air 10 minutes prior to the start. So the sailors then are gathering around the starting line, and they have exactly 10 minutes to gather behind that line. After 10 minutes, they are free to sail over that line. Which is then flagged with another signal. So that 10-minute countdown basically helps them to time the optimal point of time where they cross the starting line. Because they see, now I have 8 minutes, I can do another turn. I have 4 minutes, I have another turn. Now I have to prepare. Oh, no, my opponent is blocking my way, so I have to find another way to make it in 4 minutes. And that's how it works.
Yeah.
Wow. And now that Jonathan has explained it, the watch's popularity will explode.
Oh,
yeah. Do you know what? Every day,
I'm happy to help Rolex sales any day.
I just learned something else today. I've learned two things.
Let me say this is not exclusively to the yacht timer. There are other regatta timing watches out there. I remember Corum made one. And I'm pretty sure there are other makers who make a similar thing.
Omega make one as well. Yeah.
Omega, yeah.
Like if you use if you ever have anything that you time with 10-minute increments, every day, it probably could be cool, but otherwise, it's pointless.
Can Alex just carry on expanding about the quality of it? Sorry, I was interested to say. So you said you've serviced many, and the quality of the actual watch isn't very good.
Like when I see them in, the glass is rather large on this, quite stepped up considerably. So a few nicks, ceramic bezel, seen a few that are cracked.
Ooh, big bezel.
Fantastic movement, very, very well made. Wow. Considering it is a pretty interesting complication. But as a watch, I always find it top heavy. I always find the case a lot more heavier than the bracelet. It just doesn't. It's just not a nice watch. The dial and hands I just think they're awful.
You know this shot right here. There's I'm kind of a newbie, so I actually don't know the answer to this, but I'd love to ask the panel. There's a previous version with different hands, and then there's this modern version with the Mercedes hands. Is that true?
Yes.
And the previous version had what kind of hands?
Different minute hand.
As far as I know, it had a kind of generic baton hands. I'm not sure about the hour hand. Was it still Mercedes?
I have it right here.
The minute hand was different.
There we go.
Minute hand is different.
There we go.
Okay, that's a bad image. Okay, just
look, bad dealer.
Here. Yeah, minute and hour hand are different.
Yeah. Well, more the hour hand. Yeah.
Yeah, now it's got the
any more different. I'm trying to spot any more differences.
Bezel?
The bezel, different color. The bezel,
I think
different
so.
color. Darker blue. Darker blue.
That could just be Photoshop.
Yeah, to me,
these are black, and the other one is white.
Alex,
gold,
did I say the minute hand changed? Of course, I meant the hour hand.
Yeah, no, you're right to say that the hour and minute has changed. Definitely the hour.
Yeah, but the minute didn't change significantly.
Is the new one considered better because it has the Mercedes hand, or is the old one considered a more classic and collectible version?
Oh, okay. Look, first of all, there's 3 different points of difference. The old one had a square at the top, where the new one got the triangle.
Okay,
for the 12 hours. Then the minute hand, and also look, the old one had the old one had another square here at the bottom, whereas that was now taken off, and the running seconds is now big. Oh no, actually, it's got a bigger. Okay, here. Look.
You can't click on that and make it bigger.
Okay, see, look right here. You see the hour marker at the 6 is bigger, whereas these. On the old one, all these indices, all the hour indices were the same size. The new one got a triangle at the 12 and the rectangle now, not a square, at the 6.
Yeah, but look, those changes just show what I previously said. They tried to make it a little bit more looking like a Rolex by adding that triangle and by adding that Mercedes hour hand.
Yes.
It still doesn't look like a Rolex, but that was one of the main flaws just right from the beginning.
The old hands were blued, and the new hands are just white gold.
Which doesn't improve the
and the
readability.
hour indices were blued as well. That is pretty cool.
Awful. Just an awful watch.
Damn.
Honestly.
I agree with you, Alex.
What's also interesting is someone mentioned in the chat, Rolex is so associated with the date complication and the Cyclops at the 3, and this watch doesn't have a date.
No.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Which I like. I'm not a huge fan of the date. Robert Metcalf, who genuinely believes the Milgauss will get discontinued this year. Do you think they will redesign it, fit it with a new? It's either going to be the Milgauss or the Air King. I think one of those watches has to be. Both of them actually desperately need a redesign. Which one goes first? If you were to ask me, I think the Air King, because at least the Milgauss got that green glass as an update. So it doesn't need update.
Is the reason why you're saying that simply because it has the 3-1 movement? Because if they just upgraded the movement to the modern movement but kept everything else the same, would that be satisfactory to you?
No.
So You feel like there has to be some kind of additional
send it back,
additional upgrades.
Yeah,
send it back, please send it back.
Send it back,
baby. Send back.
I mean it's good.
I think he means he's sending his actual yacht back as a joke, not the yacht master. His yacht.
Oh, okay.
So the yacht master you keep. You never sell the yacht master. You just sell the yacht.
Guys, Looted Diesel has upgraded his membership to a story editor.
Tim, we can now see new members. We can now see new members on StreamYard.
New members, guys. Thank you so much. It's the members. The members allow me to do the show. Man, 2022, we're taking the show to the next level. I'm investing into the show. I'm investing into meeting the members of the community in person. It's, oh my God, we're going to have so much fun, guys. 2022, guys, become members. Help out build this community. Thank you so much for the
Can I just say something before I go?
Down?
Yes.
Sorry, yeah, go on. Yeah,
I knew Fake Leg in the comments is female. She says she thought that I thought she was male, but I know that she's female. Just thought I'd mention that.
Cameron, would you like to talk about the Yacht Master too?
Fake Leg?
Fake Leg, yeah.
Really? I just like the look of it on the wrist. That's it.
There you go. Cameron likes it. There you go.
I met a person that was my age at the golf course that had the two-tone version. It looked really nice too.
Cam has spoken.
Have you got big wrist, Cameron?
Very small.
Oh, okay. And it looks good on your wrist?
Yeah. The blue and the white looks...
It's a big
doesn't
watch.
make it look too big.
Wow.
Guys,
make sure you hit the upvote button. The DL guy, Tim, any thoughts on the 535 Cellini Moonface? I freaking love this watch. If I had the... There's the thing. Wow. This watch, it sells... Actually, now I think it sells at retail in the secondary market. So people can go out and buy it fear-free. I've seen this watch in the window, if you believe it or not. I actually have a video that I did see it. At the airport on the way to London. The thing is incredible. Cellini Moonface. The only Cellini that I would buy if I had the money, but it's also the most expensive Cellini. Absolutely beautiful.
What struck me yesterday...
I'll see you later, guys.
Bye-bye, Alex.
Yeah, see you later, Alex.
Thank you.
Pleasure, mate.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
What struck me yesterday, I think it was Paul Thorpe who brought up the idea of a Cellini perpetual calendar.
Oh,
I really like that idea. And if they really do it, that will stay.
You know, if Rolex levels up their Cellini game, they can really have a competition with Patek. Because this watch, I mean, maybe you're going to ridicule me, but I think this watch can compete against Patek. Against Calatravas. This thing is incredible. The finishing on the hands and just the look of it, incredible. The other Cellinis, not so much. So if they step this up, it's going to be incredible. John Smith, I hope the Air King doesn't get discontinued this year. I'm on the list. Yeah, I hope we get our Air Kings before it's too late. But at the same time, I want to get mine. And then I want it to be discontinued.
Tim, have you got a gain switch on your mic? I think it's a bit too low. You sound a bit quiet compared to everybody else normally. Okay. Yeah, you. Yeah, have you got a gain switch? Have you got a gain knob on you?
Hello. Well, actually, I'm at the 170.
I think but you just sound a bit quieter compared. I normally,
I think you need to fix your headphones. Really?
And nothing wrong with the headphones. I can hear everybody else louder than you.
Really? Is that true?
Really?
Anyone else feels the same way? No? Okay. The other guy, Tim, what's going to happen to my Cellini Moonface? I don't know what's going to happen, but out of all the Cellinis, this is the one that they should keep.
How much is that then? How much is that, Tim?
It's like 26. It's not cheap. It's 26, but it's a complicated. It's a Moonface with the date in rose gold with a deployed clasp. Yeah, US dollars 20. Actually, like 27, close. 26.75.
Wow.
I know. Look how beautiful that is. The most beautiful.
That is really nice. Yeah,
he messaged
Yeah,
me
but
like,
the
hey,
problem
is this worth
is
buying? I'm like, dude,
the problem
yes.
is with a new collection, they moved to those relatively ordinary Rolex automatic movements. I wish they would have kept the nice automatic movements that they did previously.
You
The
mean with an open
mechanical,
case back?
yes.
Oh, well, maybe that's coming. Maybe that's coming in.
Hopefully,
Maybe
yes.
it's coming soon. I think if they're going to redesign the Cellinis, they should keep it. They should open the case back. They should let people see the beauty. Mr. GMT.
Guys, I'm not allowed to be streaming now, so I'm gonna get myself in trouble by my wife because I've been streaming too much. But I thought I'd quickly come on and call bullshit to everyone that says that these hats look like shit. All right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just
Yeah,
got evidence that they do, Mr. GMT.
Yeah, they
Okay.
do the
They do not
hats
look
are
like
box.
shit. Okay, these are fucking
box
awesome hats.
They are.
All right,
awesome,
so you guys got no fucking idea about fashion when you're fucking talking about these hats. All right, they're fucking awesome hats. I get compliments everywhere I fucking go.
Yes. Mirror on the
That's
wall.
all I have to say. But
Mirror on the wall.
Because I'm gonna get divorced. Okay, I've got to get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna get out. I love you guys. Bye.
Bye, Mr. GMT.
Stay sexy. Stay sexy.
Stay sexy. Oh my god, this is so funny. Yeah, these hats are nice. It's dope. It's dope. You see it? Tim Damien, Tim's greatest moment in 2021, the night out with Cars and Chrono in Vegas. Tim, listen, we're going to, Cars and Chrono is going to make 2022 probably even more special. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, you hit the bell icon, make sure you're watching, make sure you subscribe to timwrite.com. This is very important. You guys subscribe to timwrite.com because the details for the Las Vegas trip 2022, they're coming soon. This is where I'm gonna keep all the. This is where you get all the updates. Timwrite.com. All the news, all the mission that we're on. I'm gonna keep everything updated here. And if you wanna help me manage the website, if you know how to work the Wix, send me an email. If you wanna work with me on the website, we're gonna make forms, guys. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. Completely agree with Mr. GMT. Birminghard knows his style. He knows his style. Bill West, London Watch Show was most epic stream. And this is when I realized we got something here. We can do this full time. I found my niche, the Chili Badger. I spotted Darren Brown in the English mentalist, illusionist, sporting a moon phase Cellini. I think also Obama wore the moon phase Cellini. Okay, could have been without the moon phase, but moon phase.
I like the double, the dual step bezel with the coin edge, one on the bottom. I really like that on this particular model. I like how it doesn't say Cellini.
Yeah.
I don't know why it says Geneve on it. I think it would look much cleaner without that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's a good looking watch.
It's beautiful. And the deploy and clasp on this thing is it's incredible. I would love, actually, this watch would really look good in my collection. Lux Report, I'm a website building guru. If you ever need help, Lux Report, let's work on this together.
The
Lord
leads.
Fleck, you make a good point. Back in the days, guys who had a girlfriend or a wife who were a male on male secret affairs were explicit to said what is it? Down low. Today it's different. I'm not sure what they're talking about.
What is that?
Yeah, sometimes I should read these things before I pull them up. That's the
yes.
Yeah.
And you accuse me of not reading properly before I pull things up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jonathan, did you see Marcelo's thing later on?
Yes, unfortunately, yes. I pulled.
Did you see when he was in the bath?
Yes, I pulled. Actually, the next day we had a username with that particular picture, and I accidentally pulled it up because I couldn't see it because that stupid YouTube logo covers most of the picture here when you're working on StreamYard. You have a big YouTube logo, and that covered the part, and it was just too small to see. And Tim was yelling at me. Actually, I was on the brink to getting fired.
We had to take down that stream. We had to take down that stream.
Yeah, but for a different reason, wasn't it?
Oh, well, that was part of the reason as well. Let's be honest. John Smith, what will the availability be like among steel Rolex watches, even the 36 mil? I think actually 36 mil will grow in popularity. It is. I'm wearing my 36 mil Explorer 1. I love it. It's just so comfortable. So comfortable. CS $5 super chat. Tim, are you familiar with the older platinum Cellinis? Black mother of pearl. I used to have one, but decided to sell. Quite an interesting piece. Actually, not 100% sure. Let me try to look it up. You know about these? Platinum Cellini. Have you?
Sorry, Jonathan. Jonathan, was that swerve with my question then?
Say it again.
Was that swerve with my question? What I said before about Marcelo?
Yes, I've seen the picture.
No, it's not a picture. No, it's nothing. He didn't answer my question. It was later today.
Yeah,
he was doing things in the audio in the bath. You heard him in the
always.
Bath.
No.
Yeah,
no, I
he
didn't
was.
hear that.
Yeah, he was. He was after you'd been on. Come on.
No,
when
I was checking quickly, he was sleeping on his toilet.
Yeah, but then he was having a bath and he was doing things in the bath.
Yeah, and I was asking Dodger to remove him because I didn't know if he was wearing pants when he was
it was later than that. It was later than that. He woke up.
Fascinating, John. That is fascinating news. Thank you for keeping us updated on what Marcelo is doing in the bathtub.
On the gossip.
That is, on the gossip. You should have taken the video. Come on, guys.
Well, there's no video. There was no video. It's probably an audio. It will still be there.
Check out. So this is the platinum Cellini with the mother of pearl he's talking about. It looks though on a bit of a smaller side. This looks like a 34 to be honest.
How old is it? How old is this watch? Is it a vintage one?
It looks pretty old.
No. He's talking about a different model.
1998. It's not that old actually.
He's talking about a different
previous generation.
Nobody's listening to me.
35 millimeters inside.
Who's talking about what? We're talking about the white one. This one here in front of you.
It is a different watch, guys. Is my microphone unplugged?
No,
yes.
I'm saying for some time that this is not the model that he's asking for. It's a totally different model, and I'm trying to pull it up.
It's a platinum.
Yes. So
mother of pearl.
Give me some time. This is the model that he's talking about.
Oh, okay. So both are mother of pearl.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Really? That doesn't look as nice. That doesn't look as nice as the one that Tim just had a minute ago. I prefer that
open
one.
Case bag.
Somebody would actually take their money and buy this.
It's not open case bag, it's closed case bag.
Oh,
because the movement is not really nicely finished. They had nicer movements on a different line.
Yeah, as you can see, I mean, they're still experimenting with these Cellinis. It's like they're so different from generation to generation. They're so different, I think. And
experimenting for
this
50
generation,
years.
they're close. They're close, if anything. Right?
Yeah, I think one of the problem is that with every new generation of Cellini watches, they totally changed the design. So actually, I remember when those were on the market, there were similar ones in yellow gold as well. That looks totally different to the moon phase that we have now. And that may be part of the problem. Sometimes they're trying to be more modern than Patek to offer an alternative. Then they're going back to be more similar to Patek. So it's back and forth, and that is part of the problem in my opinion.
Look, I love the current generation. It's almost there. It is almost there. I mean, like, if you look at the current generation, right? Obviously the moon phase, I think that's a perfect watch. right? That is a perfect Cellini in my mind. That is just it's Rolex. You can tell that this is Rolex. Maybe put Mercedes hands. I'm not sure, but I like it as it is. I think actually maybe the three hands. They need to simplify it a little bit. Okay, it's the only thing that they need to do. Like, they got these batons, right, that cut in half.
They're too long. Yeah.
They're too long. Yeah.
If they shorten them, get rid of the extension that goes into the middle part of the dial.
Mm-hmm. Like the dials, this sunburst kind of thing. It's a little bit too busy. They need to clean it up. Because, like, you look at Datejusts, right? The reason Datejusts are such winners is because very simple. Very simple.
Yeah, but the Rolex CEO may object that then we're just looking like a Calatrava and we want to be different.
But not too different. I mean, look at this. Like, that's a date. And why not put, like, why do a date like that? That's impossible to read.
Well, you know why I think they did it there is because, to the point that I brought up earlier about how the date is such an important complication in Rolex's history and the Cyclops. So what they did is they put the date where the 3 is to pay homage to the fact that Rolex always puts the date there.
Yeah, but it's impossible to read. The reason they do Cyclops is to make it legible. But here, it's almost like they reversed it. They made it completely illegible.
I kind of like it. I mean, I would prefer it at the bottom where the 6 is, but
yeah.
I also think that the moon phase, like I've never really understood the moon phase complication. I would rather them take that same case and do a dual subdial chronograph dress watch.
Joseph Wright. I wonder why Rolex does not discontinue the Cellini lines. Most do not go for Rolex for dress watches. It's true, but Rolex, they do need some filler. They need some in between kind of stuff. They had the Cellini line for since Datejust.
That's what the Skygo
but
is
they
for.
just can't figure it out. It seems like they're really struggling with Cellini. I almost feel like they're almost there. Honestly, they're so close with figure out the Cellini line.
By the way, I just read, and probably OC knows already for a very long time, I read that Gerard Genta designed the King Midas as well. Didn't know that.
That's a rumor. I don't think it's ever been substantiated, and no one has ever.
I found an old interview from him, and he confirmed it himself.
But he never said that he designed that specific watch. His exact quote was something along the lines of, "I designed one watch for Rolex, and it became, it morphed into a part of their line." Assuming that he meant that it became part of the Cellini line. So it's possible that it was that, but I think that there was some kind of ironclad agreement that he wasn't allowed to ever say which specific model he did.
I'm just pulling up the interview. I had to find the
Aiden Valento. Tim's hair is gone. Now starts the downfall of Tim's channel.
Ooh. Really? Yeah, you know a lot, don't you?
Damn. John Smith. Will the
don't close it up now. He's just spoken, Tim. You better close your channel up, mate. He's just spoken. That's it now, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like they may not keep this model running for too long.
Isn't it also ironic, though, that they have these incredible gem set GMT Master 2s and Tiger Eye Daytonas with these crazy diamonds all over the place, but they have a Cellini dress watch, but they don't have something. I mean, do they have something simple like a Beckett diamond bezel available for the moon phase?
No.
I mean, isn't that odd that your dress watch? Because Patek has all kinds of dress watches with.
They don't have those options. Yeah, but SLC Watch Collector. We need a highly complicated Cellini.
I think you do. I think you need something that wows.
Yeah,
wows.
A tourbillon in that in it. Yeah, definitely a tourbillon.
Well, I think. Listen, who was it? I think it was Frank Mueller, right? Who made a perpetual calendar Rolex. Was one of his prank watches that's now highly collectible. But I think like now, what do we have? We have an annual calendar, right? In the Sky Dweller.
Yeah.
If they do Cellini annual or Cellini perpetual calendar, that will be freaking awesome.
In my opinion, the main problem will be then the standard Oyster perpetual automatic movement, because people who pay 40, 50, 60, 70, depends on the pricing, they also look at the movement, and they don't want that standard Rolex automatic movement inside that they also find on a Datejust.
Yeah.
Tim, can you pull up the Sky Dweller on leather strap and compare it to this one?
Well, Sky Dweller on the rubber strap.
They have a leather strap one too, a brown leather strap.
I think that's discontinued.
Oh. But would you rather go for that or the Cellini?
I would. Oh. I think they're different watches. Okay, let me bring up this one right here. 1 second. It's a beautiful competitor. 1 second. So this is what we've got. The different price points as well. I'm actually surprised that the price points are so different.
Yeah, I think they had one like this, but on a brown leather strap.
They don't do that anymore. I think that's actually. I think Rolex is trying to move away from crocodile straps altogether. Like they're going for this whole, like new, what's it called? Like very progressive
anti-alligator, anti-reptile.
Yeah, like the whole alligator stuff. It's going out of style. You know what I mean?
Pro California.
Ethical materials.
Right, look, comment. Check your Instagram messages. Okay.
Bud.
You
Check
go.
them, bud.
But as you can see, man, I mean, which one would you go for? That's interesting. Different, completely different. But I mean, I think like this is like Patek level dress watch, but this is a true Rolex dress watch.
Tim, to Cam's point, not to defend him, but I think he makes a point. I think you do need to pull up an older one, an older Sky Dweller on alligator or leather. It might make a big difference.
Old Sky Dweller on the alligator. Okay.
Yeah.
Bright blue comment. I don't know if I can find you, man. I have so many messages on Instagram.
Yeah, that's rare.
So laughing at Marco Yolo's present.
If you start to compare Sky Dwellers on alligator versus the Cellini, then the natural thing to do is you could always just take a simple $10,000 Datejust and put it on a strap, and it looks like an incredible dress watch.
Yeah, I agree. And in my opinion, the Sky Dweller is just a Datejust on steroids.
It doesn't look like a dress watch. It's a bloated Datejust too.
Yes.
Yeah, who wants that?
CS $5, Tim and the team. Honestly, if your Rolex lost value immediately after buying at the AD, would you be as drawn to them? I'm assuming taste would change. Yes.
No, that was my old point of my rant last week, which I won't repeat. Absolutely not.
100%.
There would be a mass exodus. Mass exodus.
Yeah,
the only reason that 2/3 of Rolex watches are even being sold is because they sell over retail on the secondary market. Maybe
Tim, let's be honest.
3/4.
Let's be honest. If your Cermet would have dropped after buying it, you wouldn't have gotten it.
Yeah,
the Cermet.
Yeah.
So part of the appeal was you're getting a watch which is worth double of the money that you're paying.
You're a flipper, Tim.
No, not flipper, but
not a flipper.
That's just sexy.
It's just safe. Like I'll be honest. I don't need this many freaking watches, man. Cam, this is giving me a headache and stress having so many watches in my life. The only saving grace is that at least they're worth more than what I paid for them. So that's why I'm buying them, because I can, and I feel like it's a safe way. I'm not, I do love them, but if I was losing money with them, you know what? I'll tell you this. I would have bought my sub, and I think it would be like, this is perfect way to go through life.
So what would be your one and done in your collection?
Actually, I wish it was the Explorer 2 Polar. I tell you this, I can go with Explorer 2 Polar through my whole life and be like, I'd be perfectly satisfied. I think it's just such a perfect Explorer beater.
2? Wow. Okay.
Explorer 2 is the best watch Rolex makes. Period. Cameron, have you thought about getting a yellow dial Seiko Pogue? Highly collectible, will likely continue to rise in value, and it's affordable for a young collector. What do you think, man?
I've never seen that watch in my life.
Hey, bring it up, Tim. Tim, bring it up. I've never seen that either. I like yellow dial. I've got a yellow dial watch. Christopher Ward, I like yellow dial watches. They're great.
There you go. Ooh! It's a wow.
Is it gold dial?
You get one on
gold or yellow.
How old is this watch?
It's probably new, but it's made to look old style. My Christopher Ward looks old style, even though it's a new watch. You know, it looks. It's probably is new, but it's.
I think this is the vintage one. Vintage one is from 1973. It costs $3,000 on eBay. That's a Seiko Pepsi. Seiko Pepsi, guys.
A nice watch.
It's not bad. $3,000 for its 1970s watch.
Nice,
yeah,
nice
it's pretty wild, and that's probably the new remake.
Right?
Why not get one of these? It's like a Pepsi. That's a Pepsi.
Someone said no, that's old. That's his 70s. That's not a remake. That is 70s.
That's 1973. It said on there. Yeah.
That is an old original. That is not a. That's not a remake of it. That is an old watch.
Where does it say it's old?
Oh, maybe the other one. There was another one then you're looking at. It said 1973.
Right, that's what I said. That's what I said. This is new. This is a remake, and that's the vintage one. Right. That's why it's beat up. Are you guys listening?
Sorry, no. Somebody in the chat said I'm
covering our ears. We can't hear you properly, Tim.
Yeah.
That does look old. Yeah.
JB. Yep. Added you. Found you. How the fuck did you get the check mark? Oh, wait. Let me see here. Let me see him. He has a check mark. Can you guys believe it? The Blue Comet got the check mark on the Instagram.
I like that Seiko. I think it's cool.
Oh, snap. Never mind. I mean, he's got a 10,000 followers. This guy's a fucking legend. Okay. Okay.
What we should do?
Blue Comet is a legend on Instagram, everybody. SLC Watch Collector. The enamel on the moon phase is in person is stunning. Meteorite moon is also beautiful. And I told you guys this thing, yeah. This is gorgeous. By the way, that meteorite circle, they cut that out from the Daytona. You know those Daytona meteorite dials? Got 3 holes in them. That's where the hole goes. It goes into.
Yeah, it looks great with the blue. I've seen it.
By the way, can I ask the panel what is the general vintage watch? Is that 20 years or more? Is that what's classed as a vintage? What do you class as a vintage watch? There's a certain. Sorry,
it might be neo vintage at 20 years.
20. I don't know. I thought there was a certain thing. Anyone know for a fact what vintage is? Is it 20 or?
There is no definition to vintage. Just whatever you call
vintage watch.
Yeah.
I think it's 20.
Black ceramic. Oh, right. Vintage collectible.
John Smith said 25 years. John Smith said that's what the answer.
Sounds like as good a number as any.
Yeah.
25. Can I ask the panel this? What defines a watch as a luxury watch?
That's interesting enough. I'd say the minimum luxury watch is probably maybe a Grand Seiko or a Tudor, maybe.
Yeah, but what defines it? What characteristics?
It's gotta hurt. I think that's a good rule of
exactly.
Thumb. It's gotta hurt. Okay, if it doesn't hurt, then it's not a luxury
That's an interesting.
watch.
It's a damn good question. That what defines that? I mean,
it's gotta hurt, Takers. It's gotta hurt. If it doesn't hurt,
it depends on your
it wasn't
income.
Luxury watch.
Yeah,
it depends on your income. If you take a collector with a 5 million, let's take Cars and Chronos as an example. If he buys a Rolex, he wouldn't see that as a luxury watch.
But I would. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, correct. Yeah,
there you have it.
Yeah, right.
So Tim is spot on with that. Yeah. It's gotta hurt.
Right.
It's gotta hurt, man.
So like an Apple Watch is a luxury
for some people. Yeah. Yeah, for
absolutely.
a kid, that would be
Compared
a
to
luxury
Samsung.
thing, you know? If you save up your lunch money and then you
We have Speedy Hernandez.
Speedy Hernandez $2, it has to be a scam to be considered luxury. There we go.
That's not,
Perfect.
there is truth in that, though. There's a little bit of truth in that.
Yeah.
It's that there has to be money that you're spending for brand value
Yes.
or some kind of goodwill or some kind of feelings that have absolutely nothing to do with the cost of goods sold or the quality of the watch or whatever it is. You're paying for marketing, you're paying for how it makes you feel, you pay for the symbolism, the message that it conveys to other people who see you wearing it. And all of those things go into whether a watch is a luxury watch or not. And it's actually a pretty interesting question. And I don't know if anybody has a hard and fast
These
answer
both
on
watches here on the screen, these are luxury timepieces. If it's made of solid gold, it's probably luxury. If it's gold plated, I'll dispute it. But it also depends, like you said, on the person's income. John Smith, luxury watches are basically extortionate
Scams.
prices. Basically, a luxury watch is minimum 25K pounds plus. That really hurts. Mathis fixes. It's gotta hurt, guys. It's gotta hurt. DCNLV, a watch that could potentially hold its value in the resale market is a luxury watch. That's actually interesting. Many watches that are 2 or 3 grand aren't worth shite after purchase. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you accepted that argument, that would mean that any watch sold prior to 1990 was not a luxury watch because none of the watches were selling for over their retail value.
Joe Bing, Tim, by now you must have seen you can't make a living out of this thing called YouTube. Joe Bing, it's hard. It's hard. Every day I try a new thing. By the way, how much money did we already raise towards the unboxing the head? I think about $25. CS,
come on, guys, $100, and Tim's taking his hat off for good. He will not take the hat off otherwise.
I think we're like $75 short. Jonathan, where do you see the best value in neo vintage Daytonas? I have a steel 116520, but I'm considering an old Zenith. Ooh, what do you think?
My personal advice, and I'm not following the prices too much on the different Daytonas. My advice is stick with the steel. They have, in my opinion, if you're really asking about the value, the steel has a better potential to go up than a gold one, no matter if it's a Zenith or not.
Let's see. He's talking about, oh, yeah, the gold ones. These gold ones on the leather strap. I don't know if these are going anywhere.
Acquired tastes.
Yeah, very, very.
Yeah, I have to agree. The 116-520 is a good place to be.
Here's what's going to happen. The dealers will raise the prices on these, but they're all like the steel dictates the price of gold. Okay? What happened was the steel ones exploded in price. The steel was ahead of gold. And then when the steel ones were more expensive than the gold, then the gold started going up because people were like, "Wait, what the hell? At that price of steel, I could just buy a gold one. Why not just buy a gold one? It's way better." But it's just people like steel because that's where the hype is. It's just cool to have a steel watch.
Yeah, I agree with you. In my opinion, the gold Daytonas went a little up, but just because the steel watches have become so expensive that some people moved over to gold. But I don't think that this is a real permanent trend, and the intrinsic value is not really there. It's just second best opinion or second best choice.
I think if someone was to ask me like, "Hey, I want to get a Daytona, should I buy for 50,000? Look, there's one for 50,000, 44,000, right? Should I buy this steel one, or for 50 here, or this one full gold?" So if they were like a collector, if they were enthusiast, I would say the steel one. But if it's just a regular guy who just wants a cool watch, I would say, dude, for that fucking money, you can get a full gold. Why not just go for the full gold? You know what I'm saying? Look at this. Like this. Look at the insanity of what we're comparing here. I mean, it's like $3,000 difference. I mean, what? Are you kidding me? Okay, let's do a poll, guys. For if these are basically same price, these are same price. What would you go for? Type 1 if you would go for the steel, or type 2 if you go for this gold one. Let's see. Let's just see what the comment section.
Steel, it's much more wearable. I wouldn't be comfortable wearing that gold one in certain situations where it's a daily wearer. The steel one, a daily wearer.
So T and Tickers, for the same money, you would have picked up the steel one. You're gonna buy a Daytona,
right? Okay. Remember what I said last week.
This is same money. You realize this is same money.
Yes,
both
but I wear.
I
fucking back the truck up. I get watches to wear. Full stop.
Okay, so for same money, for 50,000 pounds, you would have picked up the steel.
You don't get the question, Tim. You don't get the question. He says, "Where do you see the best value?"
I know. That's what I'm saying. The value is with the gold, but the more collectability is with the steel.
Yeah. I mean, I guess at the end of the day, you can wear the steel and pull it off as white gold.
But I don't think tickers. Either of these. They're not daily wear. You wouldn't daily wear either of these.
I would daily wear the Daytona
for the daily wear.
Stainless steel.
Tim, what you're saying? Yeah. What you just said is gold is the better value, but collectability wise, steel makes sense. What you're really saying is that collectors are bonkers because they're paying paying an incredible amount of money for a stupid steel watch when they could get gold.
I mean, you have to be a total idiot to go for the steel. I mean, like I'm an idiot. But listen, I don't buy over retail. I bought retail, right? Like if you think about it, if I were to buy this in the store, I would have to pay 3 times the amount to get the gold piece. Whereas on the secondary market, I could get these at the same price. I mean, the insanity.
If you look at my angle, as I said, I buy them to wear, not just as safe queens and not just what they're worth. So I wouldn't be
but you don't have to wear every single one of your watches. You can have a special watch that you wear for special occasions. No, or you buy every single watch to wear every single day. You don't have a special piece for special occasions.
No, I wear all my watches. I wear all my watches. I mean, that's the best one to go. Wear now.
It's not. I'm not saying you give up all of your other watches. So you're saying you would have went for the steel one between these two?
I'd go for the steel one.
Okay. Well, look, I'm just saying. Listen.
All right, that's it.
You realize
I think Tim just called you insane.
It's insanity, man.
Fair enough.
It's insanity.
There you go.
I think for the gold one, if you have small wrists, you might be able to, in value terms, take out the extra links and melt it and sell it for cash and get more value.
No. They're actually the links are worth more as links and not melted down into gold. Those links are so expensive. You realize how expensive those links are?
Sell them on eBay. That's a better choice instead of melting them.
Let's say in 5 years or something, which one will hold its value to today's value?
And that was the question. Exactly. Now we're coming to the point.
Right?
Right. Okay.
I'd say it's a steel would hold more value than the gold.
So the question that Tim asked,
the metal, isn't it?
The question that Tim asked right now was: so you can get both for the same price, so you never intend to sell it. So which one are you getting? Of course, everybody's getting the gold, or most of them are getting the gold. But let's be real. People move out of their watches at a certain point of time. And in my opinion, the steel one will be the far better bet. OC, don't you agree?
Yeah, well, if you define collectability as increase in value, which that's what I believe collectability means. So yeah, but to Tim's point, why does that make sense? It only makes sense. It only makes sense because somehow in the future we think people are going to pay more for the lame version than they are for the gold version.
Why are people paying 30,000 for a solid gold or 35,000 for a solid gold Rolex Daytona when they can get a cheaper gold chronograph for 20 or 25? Same question.
I know the whole thing is the whole hobby makes very little logical sense.
Humble Pine, I daily wore my stainless steel Daytona for almost 10 years that I bought in 2002 because at the time I didn't have that many watches and still have that Daytona.
Good for you.
Steel is it's a great daily wear.
It's more durable too.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this whole market is definition of hype and frothy. Or just simply in uncharted
gold can be a bit
territory.
gary. It can be a bit.
Proceed with caution, guys.
Stereotyped as well when you're in a big bright gold watch all the time.
Yeah, it's very unwearable.
Associations that are made with that. I mean, you shouldn't care what people think. You should get what you want. But the steel, if you want the steel, I could see why they want the steel.
I know, and Steve B brought up a good point, and that is that this particular steel model at which we were looking has the aft dial with the little tiny space between the APH. And to me, that's an error, but it adds the collectability of that particular dial. I just never understood the desirability of the APH dial. To me,
the inverted 6 is another one, isn't it? It just doesn't make any sense why that makes it suddenly more collectible.
Yeah, it's like these things are just bonkers.
They're just invented by the collectors. No normal person. Let's be honest. No normal person. You go on the street and you tell them like, look, you can buy either of these two for the same price. No one, except like very keen watch collectors would say, "Oh yeah, I would go for this steel one versus the full gold." People would be like, "That's plated gold, right?" And you say, "No, solid gold." They'll think you're insane.
But what's even worse is you have the steel watch and you say, "Oh, by the way, mine has a defect where they put an extra space between these three letters."
Yeah.
And then they go, "Oh, well, is it rare?" "Oh, no, they made tens of thousands of them."
Yeah, thousands.
Well, tens of thousands. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, then
CS
it's not rare?
$5.
No.
Tim, pull up the Patrizzi 16520 steel. More fair comparison to the gold. Here it is. Check it out. Look, it actually kind of looks like what Humble Pine is saying. He was wearing his for 10 years. This looks like it's got 10 years of wear and tear on it. Look at that. Look at that bezel, how scratched up, dinged up it is. It's incredible. Also, in 2002, I never thought about watches as being collectible. Just wore them, even though it was a lot of money for me to buy it. Wow. Look at the beauty. Whew.
That's nice.
In 2002, watches had more of a use case than they do in 2022.
Yeah. Listen, Lord Fleck, they're also rare in the wild. Most people in the street wouldn't think gold is real. Yeah. Nice when a manufacturer like Rolex misses something that makes the watch unique. See?
Really
Mine
unique?
is nicked up too. Oh yeah. I bet that after 10 years it will look like this. I mean, it's only now that people are like double checking, triple checking whether it's dinged up to hell or not. And care
Just
about
imagine how good it'll look when it's fully polished.
No, it's gonna be ruined. By the way, you know how much that steel bezel costs to replace? Guess.
$25.
Daytona. How much? Daytona steel bezel. Well, what do you think, guys? What? Guess. How much does it cost to replace?
$10 AliExpress.
No. I'm saying for real. If you send it to Rolex, how much Rolex will charge you to replace the bezel?
$200.
The silver bezel. Did you say? Yeah.
It's a steel bezel. How much does it cost to replace
steel bezel?
Right. Yeah, just a steel bezel.
700.
1,500.
Yes.
950.
$950.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see what people in the chat think.
I'd say 200.
270 pounds. We got 189 pounds. $1,000. $5,000. Man, at least
it's literally a $5 piece of steel.
What's interesting? So Spencer, right? The Spencer from BQ Watches, he said like he likes these Daytonas with steel bezels the most because when they can get them like nicked up like this, right? They'll send them to Rolex to have complete overhaul, and it costs like $130 only to get the full bezel replaced. So the watch, it will look like this, completely beat to hell. Look, it kind of looks a bit worthless, but you can make it absolutely look brand spanking new for just $130. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Back to your point, Tim, about like comparing these two watches out in public. Do you think that some people think that this hobby is crazy, that somebody would pay 40 grand for a piece of stainless steel with a movement that only tells time? Like, if we really think about it,
Yeah.
the only person in this whole panel that has an actual use case for a Rolex watch would be your wife, that uses it in her work to
that needs a reliable watch, right?
Yeah, they have to look at the seconds hand to tell the pulse, I guess. Like the most use my Rolex Datejust has ever got, it was when I gave it to a nursing student, and she was practicing for a test that she had. That's like the most for 7 grand that Rolex sells it for. That's the most use it will
Kevin,
ever
most
see.
people think paying $100 for a watch is insane. Yeah, you look at Daniel Wellington prices. People think that's a luxury watch. Daniel Wellington, it's like $170. They think, man, that's a lot of money. I mean, dude, most people think Rolex costs $400. They think that's the price of $400 for a Rolex.
Yeah, a high-end watch is something that you would find in a jewelry store like Helzberg Diamonds or K Diamonds in the United States, and the brands that they feature there are Bulova, Citizen, and Movado.
Yeah,
right. And those are the high-end pieces. If you want the low end, you go to Macy's, Bloomingdale's, etc. Then you're looking at all of the Michael Kors watches and the Michelle watches and all of the fashion watches that sell for $100, $200.
Yep. This hobby, guys, is insane, and it's getting more expensive with the Rolex increasing their prices.
But do you ever think about that, Tim? The only people in this world that need a watch that tells the time, like on a dial, manually, is nurses.
Like
everybody else,
nurses, maybe doctors, like pilots. I don't know, like some professionals.
People look after the trains.
But they don't listen. But the Casio is more accurate than these watches. So like at this point.
If you see any police officer, any first responder, any EMT, they're all wearing G-Shocks.
G-Shocks. That's it. It's got way more functions. It's
got an alarm. It's got, all kinds of
It's a perpetual calendar built in. Come on.
So what are we really paying like 5 figures for it, plus for it?
It's a scam. It's a ripoff.
It's for
expensive men's fashion accessories.
Yeah.
A name. It's a fucking name. I've got a Rolex.
We're paying for Rolex on the name.
I mean, Jonathan put the nail on the head the other day when he said something about it doesn't, that Yachtmaster or whatever doesn't look like a Rolex. So he wants, you wear it. He wants people to know you've got a Rolex, not just a nice watch.
Jean Cartier, Tim, is it worth buying a watch abroad when I need to pay 25% VAT in my country of Norway? If you can get it, listen. Yes, it does. If you're on a vacation, and you can stop by the AD and try to get a nice watch, of course, right? You can get a.
But if you get stopped at customs, you're screwed because they'll search you and they'll find the box of papers.
Know? Well, you hide the papers. You ship the papers to yourself. Oh no!
Oh, I think Jonathan might tell you a little story, maybe about he knows somebody who might have had an issue with flying.
Guys,
listen, you wear it. You separate everything.
I think we shouldn't give advice to circumference taxes and duties here on this channel.
Doing it. We're just saying how fun would it be to separate.
Yeah, but if he wore it, and even if he flew the box of papers, if customs actually found it, they would look into it. Why would someone just send box and papers together?
Yeah, we're not giving advice, but you should evade taxes. That's what you should do.
That's what I did. Damn, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't have said that. Damn.
Well, you just have.
Iris, I'm sorry.
Well, listen, when I go, for example, when I go to London, right, I can technically buy a watch there and then get my taxes back. So I don't know what you're talking about. It's all legal. Getting your taxes refunded. It's all good.
In New York, that may be the case, but if you're living in Europe, for example, or in Norway, just like he said, the rules are a little bit different.
If you want to contribute to Jonathan's fund to come to New York next year, please super chat.
To piggyback
what?
Joe Raymond, Timmy. What? We love you, Timmy.
You're coming to New York, John?
You, Tim, and OC. Let's say most of the stock went back for Rolex. Would you still buy from your ADs in New York, or would you go to a tax-free state and start a relationship there?
Look,
Delaware.
You should do how it's allowed. You know, for example, when it was allowed to buy a Rolex in New York and send it to Vegas, tax-free, then I would recommend to do that.
I'm saying, would you buy from your AD in New York, or would you rather drive to Delaware and buy the same watch?
You can, of course.
What's the premise?
If there was stock in most ADs in the United States, would you stop your relationship with your AD in New York to buy it in a tax-free state? Like, would you drive to Delaware instead of buying from your local AD?
Oh, I'm lazy.
Well, if there were stock, ADs would still practice the same rules that they have in place, which is to support their local customers.
Yes.
So they're still going to vet and qualify you. And if you live 3 states away, they're not going to sell you a watch they can sell to somebody who lives in their neighborhood, who they've established a profitable long-term relationship with.
I think you should do the easiest way, whatever is easy. Just, sometimes paying a little bit more for the convenience is better. Like, you don't want to keep traveling back and forth. You can get a car accident or something. It's all
Tim
hard,
Archie's
guys.
life.
We're just wrapping it up, guys. Actually,
it's been all Rolex today.
Yeah, just don't overthink it. I think, listen, if you are traveling overseas, you can pick something up. You should definitely give it a try to pick something up. It's not even guaranteed that you think that the AD is going to sell you anything. So, but then, whatever is cool. Oh, we got super chat from Bahrain. Watch collector $10. You can't claim VAT in UK now if you are a tourist. Ooh, never mind. Can't claim that. So there's one thing that's taken off the list. So yeah, we'll talk about this more. We need some experienced people. Look, even when I could send my watches to Vegas, I didn't do it because, what if it gets lost in the hotel? What the hell am I gonna do then, right? I'd rather pay the taxes here, pick up my watch, and be done with it, and not overthink it. Because if you're buying retail, then it doesn't even matter because your watch is worth more on the secondary market than it was at retail, even if you pay tax. So don't be greedy, guys. Don't be greedy. Just, if you're gonna lose a bit of money, who cares? Who cares? It's all psychological. As long as you're feeling good, that's it. Guys, see you tomorrow.